Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Shakia Mayer, and today we are going to talk about the connection between your purpose and longevity. So, when we talk about purpose, it goes beyond how much money you make, it goes beyond what your job title is, it goes beyond your service, so to speak. But when I talk about purpose, I mean a purposeful life. And a purposeful life has more to do with you than just one thing. So it's not just your job, it's not just a title, it's not just your pay. It's so many factors that come together and allow you to have a sense of fulfillment, a sense of meaning. When you don't have meaning in your life, when your days just, it literally, and I made a post earlier, your days look like they are bleeding into each other. This today looks the same as yesterday, and tomorrow will likely look the same as today. And you are walking about, or you are waking up, and every day it just feels like Groundhog's Day to some extent. It's just the same thing. And so it starts to feel like there's no real sense of purpose. I just have to get through the day. There's no real meaning. I just have to get through the day. If I could just get through this job today, if I could just deal with this conversation today, if I could just do XYZ day, if I could just do XYZ thing today, then I'll be good. And it keeps happening day after day. You wait for the weekend, but even your weekends suck, especially now, and so it's still the same thing. You keep waiting for this goal to happen in the future. And when that happens, you'll feel okay. But right now, your life is not, you don't have meaning. You haven't created meaning and purpose in your life. And so that's what I want to talk to you all about today. Hi, thanks for watching, whoever you are. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching, whether you're watching live or on the replay. Be sure to let me know who you are and where you are watching from. And let me know if you can relate to this talk. So, what's the connection between living and your purpose? What's the connection between your health and your purpose? Well, when you live a purposeful life, you tend to create more positive emotions. You tend to understand the impact of abundance. And again, that goes beyond money. You allow yourself to have more experiences. You are purposeful. You are intentional with what you are doing. And your life, your days become meaningful. Some of you, even though you have jobs where maybe you interact with people, you still don't feel like it's meaningful. You're like, okay, well, I know I'm here, but it's not enough. And that's because perhaps you're not aligned with your purpose, or you're not aligned with an organization and their mission. Your mission and their mission are two different things. And for these reasons, it can feel as if your days have become meaningless. I know this sounds a bit repetitive, but it's on purpose because first of all, I believe repetition is key. So you'll hear a few things from me over and over and over again. But I want this to really seep in for those of you who need this reminder, especially with everything that is happening in the world right now. Death always happens. It's not just during the pandemic. Many of us have lost people in our lifetimes and in the year 2020. And if you don't learn anything from a person's passing, I think what we start to realize is how much time we waste doing the things we don't really want to do. How much time we waste around people who don't really care about us or who we don't really care about. How much time we waste miserable at a job. How many of you have said, oh my God, this job is annoying. Oh my God, this job is killing me. Oh my God, this relationship is pissing me off. Oh my God, I can't stand living in this house. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Oh my gosh, I hate this job. Oh, I can't stand. We spend so much time on the things that no longer serve us. But what does that mean? We spend so much time around people and in situations that are no longer fulfilling, that don't give us meaning, that don't feel aligned with our higher calling. The reason why you are experiencing so much resistance right now in your life is because you are ready to transition, but you're trying so desperately to hold on to where you are. You're trying so desperately to hold on to who you are because you are afraid of, once you cross that line, what does this mean? Once you leave this toxic job, what does that mean? Once you stop dealing with some of those toxic friends, what will that mean? Now you start to feel, I'm going to be lonely. If I'm not going to have anybody to talk to, I'm not going to have anybody to kiki with. Once you leave that toxic relationship, what will it mean? What does that mean? For you, the message you might be receiving is, well, I spent X amount of time with this person and now I don't know what's going to happen. Now I'm going to have to, find somebody else if I find anybody else. So all of these doubts come in. So we stay at jobs we don't really want to be at. We stay with organizations that we're no longer aligned with. We stay in positions that we've outgrown. We stay in relationships that are no longer working. We stay with partners who it's no longer working, right? And you do this and you create this cycle of not feeling fulfilled. And so if you look around your life and you notice what's going on, it's a reflection of how you feel about yourself. And it's also a reflection on whether or not you are aligned with your calling, whether or not you are living a purposeful life. So as you look around your life and you take inventory and you do your little life audit and you realize there are more things and people and situations that's causing you to be upset, that's impacting your sense of happiness, that's impacting your sense of fulfillment, that's impacting your sense of joy, your sense of peace, your sense of calm, you're not in alignment. You are not in alignment. And so then we blame how we feel on all of these circumstances. And we might have those moments where we try and do something purposeful. We might have those moments, those days where we try and create meaning. I'm going to be intentional today. And then something happens at that job. You get a call, you see an email, and you're right back where you started. You are not aligned. And I can take this this video in so many different directions when we talk about not being aligned and not living a purposeful life, because it literally will impact all areas of your life. And so the more, I started off by saying, the more you keep being in the space of not, the more you are not in alignment and you're not living a meaningful life, the more resistance you start to feel. Because now you're fighting against your reality, but you're not fighting against it in a way that's helpful. You're trying to change things that you have no control over instead of changing the things that you can. And so there's so much resistance because you're trying to convince yourself that this is okay, even though you feel deep down inside that it's not working anymore. So I want to share this information with you all because I think it's really interesting. And again, I want this to serve as a reminder that you do not have to live a life that isn't meaningful for you. For you, you get to create that. You get to create the type of life that you want. You get to connect to your purpose and live a purposeful life, whatever that means for you. Whatever that means for you, whether it's having better health, better emotions, whether that means getting a promotion, starting your own business, be your own boss, traveling more, doing a service project, whatever that means for you, you get to determine what purpose looks like. Which is cool, right? Because we are truly co-creators. So the more you start to believe that you are a co-creator, the more you start to tap into that divine feminine, that divine goddess energy, you realize how unstoppable you will become. So let me read you all this information. There was a study that was conducted. And this is what sparked this video today. There was a study that was conducted with adults, and And the results show that there was a relationship between mortality and finding your purpose. So again, finding your purpose goes beyond the material items. Finding your purpose, literally, there's a relationship between finding your purpose and mortality. Let me keep going. So, participants who did not have a strong sense of meaning in their lives were more than twice as likely to die prematurely as those who had figured out their purpose in life. If that's not saying something, I don't know what is. Having a sense of purpose reduced the incidence of certain health conditions like heart attack and like having a heart attack or having a stroke. Having a sense of purpose, these results were not limited to a particular race or economic class. The results it was universal. The results were universal. So finding your purpose, having a sense of fulfillment and meaning helps you to live longer. So if for no other reason do we want to find our purpose, let it be because you want to live longer. And not just live longer, but your quality of life, the excitement, the adventure, the love, the peace, the tranquility, the calm. So many people pass away. So many people pass away at young ages too, and never fully tapped into their potential, never realized their purpose. And your purpose doesn't have to be anything grand. I think that's what scares people. When they have this conversation with themselves about finding their purpose, they start to tell themselves that it has to be big or it's not good enough. It has to look like so-and-so's or it's not good enough. It has to look like Shakia's or it's not good enough. It has to look like it has to look like Summers or it's not good enough. It has to look like this other person. It has to feel this way. It has to be this way. And it doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't have to be a grand plan, a grand gesture. It's about you creating meaning and fulfillment in your life. That's what purpose is. That's what a purposeful life is. So many people, as I started to say, pass away and they never realize their purpose. And they often pass away with regret. And they start thinking about all the things they could have done and the things they should have done and how things could have been different. And they don't change anything and they pass away. And so we don't want to, I'm sure if you're watching this, you don't want to be in that group. You don't want to be here to just exist, but you want to experience all that life has to offer. You want to experience what it means to wake up and to be excited about the day ahead of you. You want to experience what it feels like to be connected to the work you are doing, to be connected to the people who you help, to be connected on a deeper level to the people who are around you. You want to show up and you want to be of service in a way that fulfills you. Because being of service goes both ways. Yes, we get to help other people, and while we're helping them, we also help ourselves. So as you're helping others, why not do something where you also are feeling fulfilled? We don't want to be a part of the group that dies before we ever tap into our potential. We don't want to be a part of the group who passes away when we have all of the things, or we just made a list. What's the bucket list? We just made a list of all of the goals, but we never touch it. 5 years go by, 10 years go by, 20 years go by. We never do anything with it. And then just like that, your life can be taken. I don't want this conversation to be morbid. I really don't. But I really felt honestly called to have this conversation with you all today. As I said before, 2020 has been a hell of a year. There have been a lot of lows. A lot of us have realized how life is, how life can be unpredictable. whether it was due to COVID or just other causes. You know, I've been experiencing my own grief and mourning, and you realize how life can change just like that. And so the idea, and research backs this up, that you discovering your purpose can help to extend your life because you don't have some of those health issues that might shorten your life. So again, it goes beyond the glitz and the glam, although I love that too. Give me a little luxury resort any day. But it goes beyond that. And it's truly about what you feel connected to, what gives you meaning, and what gives you purpose. And so I just want to encourage you to really go deeper with yourself, go inward, allow yourself to transition to your next state, to elevate, to embrace this goddess energy. Some people, as I said before, maybe I'll do a separate video on this, are so afraid to go to that next step because they don't know who the 2.0 version of themselves will be. But we don't want to limit ourselves. You want to be a part of the group. You want to be the person to live your life on purpose, to wake up and to be excited, to do what excites you, to be around people who motivate you, to be around people who energize you, who will energize you, instead of being around people who will drain the life out of you. Have you ever used that expression before? Because it is true. You don't do that, right? So be mindful of who you are around. And I'm not going to go too much into detail about that, but be mindful of who you're around, because that's part of being a purposeful life. So I just want to, as I said before, I want to encourage you to really start to put yourself in the mindset of aligning with your purposeful life, of aligning with your mission. If you need any help with that, you are certainly more than welcome to reach out to me. I will put the link here in this post, and you can book a call, and that way we can see if we are a good fit to work together. I am starting a 90-day, or have a 90-day program rather, that relates to the post that I put a few hours ago. I think I posted it earlier today, but helping you to find your purpose in 90 days or less. And so it's time. Why wait? Why keep pushing it off? Why keep pushing off what you can do today and how you can get started today? Why push it off until tomorrow or next year or the year after that or the year after that? Do it now. Right? Do it now. Again, if 2020 taught us anything, it's that life is unpredictable, and we want to value life, and we want to cherish it. So create a life worth living. Create a life that you love. So again, if you are interested in creating a life worth living, creating a life that you love, creating a purposeful life, I will put the link in the comments of this post, and you can go right on ahead and book a call with me. I want you, as I say in all of my videos, I want you to have a courageous day. And let me know if you resonated with anything in this video. Feel free to message me or put it in the comments. And I will talk to you all real soon.